Yo, what up, y'all? This your boy Riley on. This your boy Sun God. Still drinking my healing water, my wisdom water, focus, power, health, living water. You know what I'm saying? Okay, today we're gonna talk about the breath, the importance of breath in breathing. Most people out there don't know the importance of your breath. Your breath is real important. It's the most sacred thing you own is your breath. It's the reason why you're alive. Without your breath, you'd be gone. Your breath is some would say is your spirit. Some would say is where God resides. Some would say your breath is just air, but it's way more deeper than that. Right now, we are only breathing enough to stay alive. But your breath is way more powerful than that. Matter of fact, when a woman is giving birth, the doctor will tell her to do what? To breathe. Why? Because through that breath, when she's breathing, she's able to bring a whole being into the game, a whole nother living being. The breath can help you travel in and out of dimensions. When you sleeping at night and you go to sleep and you lay down on your bed, your body is breathing evenly. Therefore, you are able to travel into different realms, into different worlds, into the spirit world. You can have dreams now. You can see into the future, into the past. Your mind is being real creative at this point. And whatever you think becomes your reality at that time. Why? Because of your breath, because you're breathing evenly. Now, right now, we are breathing only enough to stay alive. We don't know how to breathe. We just walking around here just breathing barely enough to stay alive. But if we knew how to truly breathe, we'd be able to do amazing things. You ever notice when you running or you playing or you chasing or you playing a sport or somebody or your life is in danger or somebody coming after you or they trying to capture you and you running and you breathing real fast? What happens? Your adrenaline start to kick in. That's activated through the breath. Your adrenaline start to kick in, and when your adrenaline kick in, you're able to do certain things. You're able to not feel no pain. You're able to jump higher. You're able to run faster. You're able to do a lot of different things just because your adrenaline kicked in. But what activated the adrenaline? Your breath. You started breathing differently, and the adrenaline kicked in. Boom. Let's use another example. Matter of fact, the Latin word for spirit is soul, I think, or the Latin word for soul is spirit, and they one and two in the same thing. The breath is your spirit. The breath is where God resides. When you breathe, God breathe. That breath that's inside of you is God. That's the force. That's the energy that's inside of you. So you have to learn how to master the breath. You have to learn how to control your breath and when to use it. Right now, we just walking around, we just the walking dead. We're not using our breath to its full potential. The breath is real sacred and real powerful. There's certain breathing techniques that you can do to help you channel in certain energies, tap into certain dimensions, tap into certain parts of your brain, certain organs. For example, I give you a breathing technique, and you will put your fingers like this on one side of your nostrils and your thumb on the other side. And this breath, you breathe in one side of your nostrils, then you breathe in the other side of your nostrils. And with this breath, you're sending blood, you're sending oxygen to the right and the left hemisphere of your brain. So you're activating both sides of your brain with with this breathing technique. Hold on one second. Greetings. Hey, how you doing? Who is this? No, he's not in right now. He'll be back by the hour. Okay, I got you. All right, P. What I was saying, boom, breathing techniques, right? Boom. So this is one technique. So you want to put your thumb on this nostril and your pinky and your ring finger on the other nostrils. And you're going to breathe in through one nostril and you're going to breathe in through the other nostril. Now, what that is doing, that is sending oxygen and blood to the right and left hemisphere, the right and left hemisphere of your brain. So it's allowing you to jumpstart your brain. It's allowing your brain to get oxygen. Right now, we're not consciously breathing. We're just breathing like it's second nature. We're just breathing just because we can breathe. but you have to consciously breathe. You can program your breath. When you program your breath, it does things. It does amazing things. Even in the Bible, they make reference to the breath. It said God breathed the breath of life into clay and therefore became a living entity. So when you breathe, when you put your focus, when you put your breath into certain things, it becomes alive. It becomes living entity. That's why when you see me with my water, sometimes I might speak to my water and then I might breathe over it. After I finish programming my water, I might breathe over it. Now my water is going to carry out everything that I just programmed it to do. If I wanted it to give me focus, if I wanted to give me power, health, wisdom, whatever it is, I programmed it and I breathe on it. Now my water is going to carry that out. So like I said, the breath is real important. The breath is real sacred. Even when you're having sex, even when you're making love to your woman or your man, this is for the men especially. There's certain breathing techniques that you do so you want to last longer. You want to be able to pleasure your woman. But if your breathing is jacked up, if your oxygen is jacked up, you got less blood flow to your penis. You got less oxygen. There's no oxygen being communicated. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, you can't stay with her as long as you want to. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to be in there as much as possible. But if your oxygen is messed up, it's poor blood circulation. It's poor oxygen circulation. So you can't really do nothing. You in and out. You know what I'm saying? All this comes from breathing. You have to master the breath. If you master your breath, you master your spirit. If you master your spirit, you master yourself. You master yourself, you one with God. It all goes hand in hand. All of it's the same thing. Some people call it breath, some people call it spirit, some people call it energy, some people call it God. It's the same exact instrument, the same exact tool. So breathing is real powerful. There's another breathing technique called the fire breath. And you do this, you want to put your hand, you ain't got to put your hands in the mudra, but put your hands in the mudra, because like I said, when you put your hands in mudras, it stimulates and activates certain organs, certain chakras. So you put your hand in a mudra, and this breath is kind of intense. This wake up, you got a sun inside of you. You got a soul inside of you, a furnace. So this breath is called the fire breath. And when you breathe this way, it activates this soul inside of you. It could be 0 degrees outside, and you get into an argument with somebody, all of a sudden you get hot. Why? Because you're raising your energy up. Same thing, you can access this type of energy at will if you master your breath. So this breath is called the fire breath. And you want to have your chin down just a little bit so the oxygen can travel up your third eye, up your spine, down. It can travel everywhere. So this is how you do it. Now this breath is activating certain things inside of you. It's sending oxygen everywhere. It's amping you up. It's giving you energy. They got the cooling breath. This is another breathing technique, the cooling breath. You want to hold your mouth in like a form of you whistling. And you want to suck in the air. Matter of fact, the more you do it, you kind of sucking in the air. It kind of going to automatically whistle. And it's to cool you down. If you hot, if you overly hot, if you feel like you about to spontaneous combust. What's going on, Kay? You got that? He just stepped out probably like 10 minutes ago. Back? Yeah, he coming back, but probably in a few.
I got something for you. You ever been to this restaurant in St. Andrews?
Nah, I was doing a little video.
Oh my God.
You good? Oh, give me 1 minute. So this breathing technique is the cooling breath, and when you do it, it cools down your inside. You might be hot on the inside, you might be burning up, you might be overheated, and it cools you down. So. And this is sending fresh, cool oxygen throughout your whole body, through your whole organ. Hold on 1 second. They don't want me to do this video, I'm telling you. Greetings. Uh-huh. I'm doing great. How you doing? So you need to call back in an hour. And the guy, he can give you the information. He's not in right now. I'll tell him to call you as soon as you get in. Yes. Alright, peace. Alright, I'm trying to get you some information, but they keep getting interfered. Let me see. So we did the fire breath, we did the cooling breath, we did the right hemisphere, the left hemisphere, the brain breath. Also, okay, it's another breathing technique. You gotta breathe into your stomach. Most people don't know how to breathe into their stomach. But it's hard for me to show you this. I'm about to just have to show you my stomach. All right, so boom, check it out. Stop looking at my nipples. So when you breathe, right, you wanna breathe in your stomach. Your stomach wants to come out and expand. Just by you breathing like this, it start to push out toxins and stuff out of your body. So you breathe in. See how my stomach expanded? Then you breathe out. Breathe in. And just by you breathing like that, it starts to push toxins out of your body, out your blood. Even when you're using the bathroom and you're constipating and you can't poop, you shouldn't be constipating, period. But some of y'all eat meat and stuff. Just by you breathing like that, when you on a toilet, it'll help push everything out of you. So like I said, the breath is real important. If you don't have breath, if you smoking cigarettes, if you out here just killing your breath and killing your lungs, it's over for you. You might as well go pick out your funeral outfit. So you want to keep your breath. You want to master the breath. The breath helps ignite your Kundalini energy. It helps open up and cleanse certain chakras. So breathing is very important. You have to give a conscious effort to breathing, not breathing just to sake to stay alive. You can breathe and tap into other dimensions. This is how your power come online. This is how your superpowers come online. This is how your telepathy, your clairvoyance. This is how all these things come online. So you have to master the breath. You have to study breathing techniques. This is a little short video talking about it, but I'm giving you pieces of the information so you can go look it up for yourself. Once you go look it up for yourself, you will understand it better, and you will know it better, and you can explain it to somebody else. So these are just little hints and tips on the break. And they won't let me talk to y'all, so I'm gonna holler at y'all. Peace.